So we're talking a lot about what happens behind closed doors in these meetings we cannot attend, can only imagine. And so, too, I turned to Lucy Rohden, new Metal Arc employee, because you guys are up to some stuff that I'm not invited to.
Yeah, women are doing big things, and the big thing is girl dinner. So basically, this started trending on TikTok a few weeks ago, where women were sharing what their dinner was, and it's not like a cooked meal. It's just a charcuterie board, but it's not like cheese and meat. It's just whatever you have. And so people started to share their like, hey, here are my olives, and then sometimes I'll do like hard-boiled eggs and fruit. It's like very random, and people started sharing it on TikTok, and then everyone else was like, oh my God, I'm eating the same thing too. And we found out that women all have this weird girl dinner. And it just doesn't make sense, but it makes total sense.
So, wait, clarify for me what a girl dinner consists of, because I am learning all of this truly for the first time.
Whatever you got. That's literally what it is. It's like, I'll do it all the time where if I don't want to cook, I'm like, I'm just going to put a lot of things on a plate. And usually it ends up working out. And then I was like, saw this trend and said, everybody else is doing it too. It's a whole community now.
That sounds like a guy dinner.
Yeah, I was going to
No,
say.
it's different.
No,
It's
that
very
seems
different.
like
It's
boy
way
dinner.
different.
It's
Yeah.
more aesthetically pleasing.
It's like a mezzi platter of scraps from your pantry and sometimes your refrigerator. But as does happen with all things that women do, there has now been major backlash to girl dinner because the New York Times has swooped in and written about this trend on TikTok. And people don't understand girl dinner. Once girl dinner was introduced to an audience outside of TikTok, where it has over 30 million views, this trend on TikTok, that is a lot of views. People started to say, this is stupid. This is just a plate of food. Fellas, do you ever just get hungry? And it's really bothering me because I think they're missing the essence of what girl dinner really is, which is a desperate, sad, but also fulfilling little Lunchable.
It's a like full experience. Like girl dinner is a night where I'm like, I'm not upset that I'm not cooking anything. It's not like, wow, I don't have this meal prepared. It's like, look at what I did. Look at me using my women instincts to make this aesthetic.
I'm foraging.
Yeah, 100%.
in my pantry.
Going back to the roots.
I
And
might
it's
open
so
a
nice.
can.
This is amazing to
Exactly.
me.
And you like open the can and you're like, God, I am so much better than everybody else. Look at me go.
I thought you said that everybody's eating the same thing in this trend.
It's
How can
a
that
lot
be
of
if
it
it's a
is the
pantry?
same stuff.
It's
So
united by
like-
some characteristics, it
Yeah,
sounds
it's
like.
Exactly.
very charcuterie board based, but it's like, wow, we're all in the same boat of you're doing this as well.
But nothing has been cooked. I think
Nothing
that's
is
an
So-
important distinction.
I
Ritz
want-
crackers, chicken and biscuits type thing there.
I
You have to
l-
cook
You're
the
on the right
chicken.
track, Roy.
I love a Lunchable, but this feels like a Lunchable that is dressed up as something that is more aesthetically pleasing, requires zero cooking, but is also, at its core, exactly what I do when I eat cold cuts over the sink.
That's boy dinner.
yeah, no,
the
we
same.
have a plate and it's really nice, and we'll watch like a nice little movie with it. It's a whole experience.
Does it have to
Like,
be a we or can it be a you?
I'm saying we as in women. I'm speaking for all women
So
right
is
now.
girl dinner
Finally, someone carries the mantle.
All the girls get together.
is girl but
Jesus.
this is a distinction I'm curious about. Is girl dinner eating alone? Do you have to be alone
I mean,
for it to be a girl dinner?
I am usually alone when I'm eating girl dinner. I don't think it is a necessity, but when Lee Min goes out of town, because he generally feeds me 3 square meals a day, that's when I'm making girl dinner. And I usually send him a picture and I'm like, look what I'm eating. And he's like, oh, that's really sad. I'm
But-
like, but it's girl dinner.
But if she said that to me, I'd be like, hell yeah, Jess, that's the
'Cause
best
Lehman
girl
doesn't
dinner.
understand.
He doesn't get it.
Do you guys
Us girlies.
do like a Capri Sun? Or like what are you drinking here?
Kombucha.
Yeah, usually it's
Hit it, Roy.
like, usually it'll be like wine or something, you know? You like dress it up.
You've got this.
I don't think it's here.
I have a problem with Capri Sun. I can never
I
get
found it.
White woman. White, 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 white.
I
Love
cannot get
MGTs.
the straw to pierce the surface.
Do you drink
of the
boba tea,
Capri Sun.
David?
Do I drink?
Do you ever drink boba?
I've never heard of that.
The bubble tea?
Yeah, bubble tea.
Oh yeah, bubble tea.
No, I drink water. Now I just drink water. I
Well,
don't
if you
even
can't
drink
get a Capri
caffeine or
Sun,
soda.
don't bother.
But can you at least appreciate
involves
what I'm
puncturing plastic with a straw.
There's a
All
technique
of
to
this
it.
does.
You have to stab it straight on, or
Yeah.
else it will just
Yeah, not at an angle.
milk tea
saying?
everywhere.
Is it like the Heinz 57 bottle where if you have to tap the
Is that
50
real?
100%.
that's like a thing that people say in Pittsburgh all the time. I've never heard someone outside of Pittsburgh talk about the glass bottle.
It felt
tap.
like propaganda every
Yeah.
time I've heard it.
Until you tap the
Heinz.
57.
Pittsburgh is a Heinz propaganda town, which is why
A literal company town.
Yes,
Heinz
I'm-
Field.
Well, Acrisure.
Sure. Yeah, they changed the name.
What happened to Heinz Field?
They changed the
didn't
name like
buy-
last season, right?
Yeah, they
Not
didn't
enough
renew
people
the.
were tapping
Not
that
enough
bottle.
people.
Didn't renew the rights. It was very tragic though because they had these big Heinz glass ketchup bottles next to the scoreboard, and every time the Steelers entered the Heinz red zone, the ketchup bottles would pour ketchup. It was like a red LED light thing onto the scoreboard, and they had to. I think they removed the ketchup bottles. I'm not 100% sure, but
Oh, damn.
I would like one for Lucy's apartment because I think it would really match the
yeah.
decor
Too big.
in there.
Do you know how big that probably is in
Oh,
real life?
100 feet
Right,
probably.
so she'd
Big-
have to own a building,
Big
not an apartment.
Fuddruckers core energy
Yeah.
with that. Yeah.
Eat your little girl dinner in your Fuddruckers kitchen.
Just so you guys know, I did buy a gummy bear lamp on Prime Day.
Of course you
and
did.
I'm really excited about it.
Can you eat it? Does it hold gummy bears?
No, it's
Yes,
like
you can eat it.
it's like it's for children, as most of my stuff is. I pretty much only shop in the kids section of everywhere I go. It's like a nightlight is the technical term, but it's like a gummy bear and it lights up. It's
Wait.
so sick.
It's for when you're afraid of the dark.
yeah,
isn't
So
it?
hold on,
100%.
hold
Got
on.
it.
Or if you're quirky.
What me eating cold cuts over the sink is to girl dinner, this nightlight is to the description of lamp.
Yeah, 100%. Like mine is more fun and cute, and people are really happy about it.
It's a nightlight.
But
It's
then
not
if
a
I-
lamp.
But if I tell a man about it, they're like, "That's stupid." Same thing for girl dinner.
I wouldn't
Still
say
have
that.
stuffed animals, Lucy.
I actually don't.
What?
I was not a stuffed animal kid.
Really?
So my mom was like a very she designed houses and like was a real estate agent. So I never got to decorate when I was a kid. So all my rooms looked very,
Wait,
very nice.
Why? Because she's like, this will never sell if you paint it this color.
Because she was so good at it and enjoyed it so much that she was like, I'm going to make this actually look good. And now I'm getting this childhood, expression. My inner
This makes a
child.
lot of
Love
sense.
Yeah.
how on the nose everyone on this show is. Everybody is informed by their
trauma.
various childhood traumas that are only. Oh my god!
You'll never
I
guess
love-
mine, Pablo.
Were you attacked by sleeves?
No, Mom had brain cancer.
Don't do it.
I
Don't do
really
it.
want to hit this button.
Don't do it. I'm begging you, Pablo, for the love of the show. Don't hit that button. You got it wrong the entire day so far. Your timing's wrong.
I think
When
it would
you've
have been
done
funny.
I'm gonna leave.
All right, I'll see you later.
You can't do a look at me, Louie, when she said her
You
mom
also
had
can't
brain
leave when
cancer.
we have 4 people in studio, Pablo.
With
We
4
Doing
minutes
it,
left.
he
We
can't
really
even
need
hear
you.
No, I'm getting back to what you did, Lucy, on this gumball, because the gummy bear thing, you accused me of saying that no, you can't eat it. I have things where you can. There are edible things you can buy on Amazon. So
Okay,
I
you also
Baby.
have a $20,000 baseball glove that you sit in while you podcast. I think we're talking about a different level
awesome,
of
by the
finance
way.
right here. No offense to
But Lucy, have you seen David Sampson's giant baseball glove chair?
No, I heard it just now. I know I love it. I don't even need to see
You
it.
definitely love it.
You would very much enjoy Nothing Personal when I'm not here. There's a set, although when we start New York Metal Arc, it'll be different.
Are you bringing in your giant baseball glove into the studio that we're building piece by piece?
Absolutely not, because I think that'll delay the studio by a month.
I am concerned about this as well.
So I am ready for a folding chair from Amazon Prime. I'm perfectly satisfied with that.
Not
But
as fun.
you will see so many tchotchkes in my background for Nothing Personal that I think you will absolutely fall in love with it. May even want to tour.
All right, well, let me know when the estate sale's happening.
That's going to be when he dies, though.
I know.
Yeah, I think
That's when the estate sale is.
I know you're not wishing that upon me.
No, I'm not. But I would like your cool stuff.
Yeah, would like an email update, though, when that does happen.
I'm happy to give you some of the cool stuff while I'm alive.
Oh my God,
Oh,
David
let's
Sampson's
go.
estate sale would be such a trip. All
It
those
really
baseballs
would.
in the
There's
basement.
So much memorabilia.
Yours would be a real hot commodity for
It
sure.
would. Oh my gosh.
It's something my kids are going to deal with, not me.
Pablo's is just like David Epstein's range.
it's just books debunking Malcolm Gladwell books.
Your entire estate
and
sale?
a sink over which I eat cold cuts. Chris is back, and I feel like Chris has been missing out on a topic that he would have so many thoughts about.
Chris definitely is someone who makes himself girl dinner when Christy's out of town. Do you ever combine like little snacks on a plate and make it cute and then just eat it while you're watching something on the TV?
Like, are we talking, there's two different things here. There's snacking, where I make myself a little snack plate, and then there's me cooking. So, like.
No, we're talking about making yourself a little snack plate, but it's for dinner.
No, I like a hot dinner. I need my dinner to be warm.
Dinner.
I don't want anything. If it's cold,
This is
it's
a
not
big
for
upset
dinner.
in my
If it's
brain.
cold,
You
it's
got it
lunch.
wrong.
If it's cold, it's lunch.
What?
What?
Yeah, cold is lunch, hot dinner. I don't like. And if my wife is ever like, let's do turkey sandwiches from like a sub shop for dinner, I'm like, no, we can do that for lunch tomorrow.
You pictured him over the sink, not just with cold
How
cuts,
am I
but
more
with
Chris Cody
everything.
than Chris Cody?
I will. No. If we're talking about just I'm hungry and I'm gonna just go to the fridge and grab a piece of turkey and eat it, that happens. But like when I'm preparing a plate, I don't.
But you wouldn't count that as a meal?
I'm a big just eat it straight from the fridge into my mouth. It never even makes it to the living room kind of guy. I rarely make a plate of snacks.
Where are you on cheese chips? Is that part of a girl dinner? Because that's
Cheese
cooking.
chips?
You know what cheese chips are?
Like
What are
Cheetos?
cheese
Like
When you take-
microwaving nachos with shredded cheese in the oven? No, that's not
That's
girl
the Dan
dinner.
lebatard move.
There's
Is that
no
what Dan
work
does?
involved. You put it on to your little plate, and that is it.
That used to be what I ate like every day after school. Though,
Dan
before soccer
Lebatard
practice.
used to come over my house. This is like my first introduction to Dan as my dad's coworker, and he would just open the fridge, grab the chips, put cheese
Wait,
on the
your
chips.
dad's like your fridge?
Our fridge, like Dan, like he owned the place, would just take the cheese out, grab the Tostitos chips, make a plate. This was Dan when Dan was eating carbs. This is like 35-year-old Dan Lebatard.
Was Greg like everything that's mine is yours, or
No,
did Dan
yeah,
just
he was
go
just like,
in
go
there?
ahead. You're welcome.
Just,
I would never have the balls to do that in someone else's home.
Would
Just-
Greg have to be
Never.
home for that to happen?
Yeah. It was not,
but
not there alone.
unilaterally walking into the Cody fridge, taking the Cody's chips, taking the Cody cheese, and making Dan Lebatard's whatever the.
I was like, I
fuck
want to
that
be
is.
him
It's
one
called
day.
Dan dinner.